Hello and welcome to another video on Darktide here on Broadside Gaming with me, Zug. So today, we're not going to be doing a guide, we're not going to be doing a how-to. This is more of an open letter to Fatshark. Because I've been thinking since the other day when the survey came out and I mocked it, you know. But to be fair to them, it's showing that they may be clueless, but they're trying to do something, which is, you know, better than the apathy we've had since the 21st of December, which is pretty much what they've given us, is apathy. So, in the spirit of wanting to help and saying, you know, I generally like this game. I like it. The combat is amazing. The atmosphere, the gameplay, the actual working game mechanics are really good. You know, when you're playing missions, apart from crashing, oh, fuck off. Thank you. But yeah, when you're actually playing the game, it feels good. Some of the weapons obviously feel like crap. The plasma gun, for one, but yeah, we'll get into that later. But this is me genuinely wanting to see this game be as good as it can be, because I want to play it. You know, I want to enjoy this game. I want to be able to play it. I want to be able to stream. I want to be able to make guides. I want to do everything I did with Vermintide. And it can be that if they listen and if they put the work in like they did with Vermintide. Because let's not forget, Vermintide 1 and Vermintide 2, when they came out, they were a fucking shit show. I remember the early days of Vermintide 2, and I remember the fucking early days of Vermintide. It was awful. The gameplay was terrible. The weapons felt crap. There was... You think the bugs in this are bad? It was worse. That's no excuse. They should have learnt from that. They should have learnt from the mistakes of the past. But they didn't. They did not. And they rushed out Darktide. We got this. And I'm not saying this is entirely Fatshark's fault. It does feel like perhaps larger partners forced them to do this, but I'm not here to defend them. They should have said, nah, not ready. You know? So this, you know, they shit the bed, now they've got to lie in it. But as a community, all we can do is try and give feedback to help them fix this. Because, well, what you can do is you can either walk away and say, don't care anymore, done. It's just fair. You know, they had their chance and they ruined it. A lot of people were excited for this, and this is what we got. But a lot of us do want to see this game as it should be. So I've been making some notes. This isn't going to be a fun, high octane video. This is me going over the things I think need immediate attention. You know, the class balancing and all that, you know, it needs to be done. Like, the veteran sharpshooter is pretty much better than anything else at everything else. I do adore my Zealot. I love the Zealot. The Zealot's fun. But let's get on to what needs to be fixed and needs to be fixed now. The shop. Oh, the shop. The arbitrary 1 hour time limit to refresh a random number generated assortment of crap, ranging from 309 up to almost 380 for a max level character. This shouldn't be how it is. Either lower the timer, give us an ability to re-roll the shop using cash continuously, because most people, like, I've just been spending randomly on stuff, so I don't have much at the moment. But a lot of people do have a hell of a lot of in-game currency to just use to re-roll, and we should be able to. And also at a max level character. Stop putting stuff in at 309 or lower. Put a base level in for max level characters. It's ridiculous. Like a 297 axe. But it also means there is another problem. That is the only place that we can acquire weapons from. So say if I wanted, like I really fancy trying to make a bolt gun build. And, oh, there's not a bolt gun on there. Well, fuck me, right? For the next hour, just gotta cross my fingers and hope. No, it shouldn't be like that. And for anyone who points out, oh, you can get weapons at the end of missions. Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes you can. Very rarely. And that's another point. Why are we not getting loot at the end of missions? Vermintide. Yes, the boxes were disappointing and usually full of crap. But that crap could be disenchanted into crafting materials and money. Well, not money, but, you know, crafting materials. Because we didn't need money, because there wasn't a stupid shop. But there was always the, you know, the occasional red in the boxes that made it all worth it. But in this, you can't work towards loot. The only thing you can work towards is crafting material to upgrade stuff that you may randomly find. So allow us to make base level weapons. I'm not saying that it has to have a base item level on it. If you want to keep the randomness in for some unknown godly fucking reason, then fine. But Vermintide, right? You would craft a level 300 weapon at whatever crafting level you had. So you'd make it a grey, and then you'd upgrade it to green, blue, orange, and then red. Because it wasn't built to be a fucking treadmill of randomness. Like, yeah, you would grind for weapons on it, which is fine, you know. Grinding, it's not a big deal. But give us something to grind towards. You know, we need the ability to be able to craft base weapons. And this arbitrary choice in the fucking crafting station. Jesus. Alright, let's have a quick look at that. That I'm not happy with. A lot of people aren't happy with this. So first of all, you can't craft weapons. Secondly, you can't re-roll weapons. So say we'll just look at a random weapon. We'll look at this, like my best eviscerator. Well, best. I rolled 25% damage to flak armored enemies on it, but I'm stuck with 8% melee damage to elites because they won't allow us to reroll perks like we could in Vermintide. I dare anyone to say, "Oh, this isn't Vermintide." Yeah, fucking is. It's 40k Vermintide, and that is what it was basically advertised as. So that argument can get in the bin. Okay? This is a 40k carbon copy of Vermintide. A shitter carbon copy, but this is what we're trying to improve upon. We're not going to stick on the negatives. We're going to try and see what they are and improve upon them. We're giving feedback. That is what we need to do. We need to give constructive feedback. So, allow us to edit the goddamn weapons. I'm not saying make it cheap. If you want to double how much it costs to re-roll stuff, then go for it. But allow us to do it. What people want to be able to do is get the weapon they're working for, make it how they want it, try it out, make a build around it, and then they'll do another build, and then they'll do another build. I don't want 400 different eviscerators in my bag with varying levels of perks and stats and shit on them. Like the amount of Thunderhammers I've got, which, by the way, are dog shit. I've tried to like them. I really, really have. I promise you, I want to like them. I don't like them. But, you know, that's nitpicking at things that don't need looking at immediately. It's just an example. So yeah, fix the crafting system. Or give us a crafting system, more like. Because this isn't a crafting system. This is just... I don't know what this is. Also, They said, oh, we can't give you a crafting system because the system we made is so terrible, we're having to remake it. I want to know what the old crafting system looked like, because if that was terrible, then what the fuck is this? Did the old crafting system actively piss in my eyes when I looked at it? Is that how bad it was? Because this is almost as bad. And okay, so yeah, that's the shop and the crafting system. Next up, give us access to all the fucking missions, for Christ's sake. I understand thematically, we're an inquisitorial squad. We're being sent on dangerous missions to specific things. But they've already proven they don't really give a shit about the story outside of the initial cutscene and the prologue. Then there is no story. Okay? There really isn't. And if you say to me that as you leveling up and you get called to the little cutscenes, as some other YouTubers have hilariously pointed out, you could take those things out and it would make no difference to the game. Honestly, it wouldn't. So give us access to all the goddamn missions at all levels. Okay? Because it's just annoying. Especially if you've got a fucking weekly contract that says do 6 missions, sub-missions within this certain mission. It's like, well, if they're not up when I'm playing, then that's not getting done. And you say, oh, re-roll it. Well, why should I have to re-roll it? You know? And speaking of timers, this is my biggest sticking point. The cosmetic shop. Now, I'm going to preface this with the fact of, I don't care that there's a cosmetic shop in the game, okay? We gave up that fight when we allowed horse armor in Oblivion, and we all flocked to it and bought it. It was, you know, we lost that fight then. So, I don't care. What I do care about is them not respecting our time and using the very unpleasant tactic of the fear of missing out, or FOMO, which is just there to prey on whales, which is disgusting, to be honest. So for the cash shop to show any decency, they would do what they did with Vermintide. Every time something's released, it's just there. You want to buy it, buy it. You don't, you don't. It's not going away, it's there forever. And that fucking excuse they gave of, oh, it's really difficult to build a big catalogue of all the stuff in. No, it's not. You did it for Vermintide, don't lie. Yeah, I understand why you put the Aquillas in, because you couldn't be bothered to change the price in actual money across all the regions. Understandable. I actually get that, you know. But you're preying on whales with the fear of missing out. And it's a disgusting tactic. Get rid of it and regain some goodwill from the community. Just have all the cosmetics there. You don't need to re-roll them. This isn't fucking Black Desert. We've bought the game, okay? We're here. And it just feels like they don't respect our time. Okay? So basically everything and anything to do with the Morningstar in the hub world is here to fuck us around and jerk us around and make us wait and sit and go, oh, maybe the shop's going to refresh, and oh, maybe this is going to happen. No. When I played Vermintide, and I'm going to keep referring back to Vermintide because this is Vermintide in space. I don't care what anyone says, it is. If I wanted to play it, I picked a mission, I did a random matchmaking, or I used the new matchmaking system that they came up where they showed you how many people are in a match and what level they're playing on and what difficulty they're playing on and which map they're using, you know, the really nice matchmaking system that they did. And they showed you what goddamn region they're from so you could gauge what ping you were going to get. They don't respect our time, okay? It's all locked behind arbitrary timers. And it doesn't need to be there. If people want to play the game, let them play the game. Okay? And also, talking about not respecting our time, I'm going to move on to contracts. Some of them, as I said earlier as well, especially if they're on specific maps, if the map's not up, you can't do it. Let's have a look at the contract. Say, okay, complete 25 missions. To do that, it will take you 12 hours minimum. And that doesn't include disconnects, failed missions, or a low skill group that takes a bit longer. You know, if you're in a group of people that haven't played the game quite as much as others, they might want to look around a bit. You know, fine. Different strokes for different folks. People at different skill levels. It's what it is. What it is. But 12 hours minimum to complete that. And this game isn't Fortnite. Okay. You don't need to use scare tactics to get people to buy skins. You don't need to pressure people with the fear of missing out. People who play this game are generally, like, I've been looking at the statistics, they're generally between 20 to 35, 20 to 40. You know, this isn't a game like Fortnite that needs to use scare tactics to get us to use mummy's credit card. But it just feels like everything to do with the hub has been created in the awful fucking mobile game free-to-play model. And it needs to change. It really does. Because as I said at the beginning of the video, I like this game. I wouldn't have leveled up every character. I wouldn't have done all the penances and all that shit if I didn't enjoy it. Because I do. I really enjoy the combat in this. It's amazing. I enjoy the atmosphere. I enjoy the music. It's scored beautifully. I would enjoy it more if the characters stopped fucking talking to each other. Because in Vermintide it was endearing. Because, you know, they were chatting about little secrets and little tidbits you only picked up if you listened to it. In this, they're saying the same fucking line over and over again. You know, that's here nor there. That's just how it's made. And I don't think it's a big concern at the moment. But speaking of the penances, though, some of them are literally built for you to fuck over your team with. Like a lot of the Psyker ones, a lot of the sharpshooter ones. They pressure you to actively work against your team to get your penance. It's not good game design. You know, with a few small changes, you know, make it so the group can help you with it and you don't have to actually go, can you please all stop touching that monster so I can single-handedly kill it over 15 minutes? No, it's not good game design. Okay, it's just, ugh. That is just my thoughts, and on a very small portion of what I think needs to be fixed and needs to be fixed soon. So Fatshark, I hope you pay attention to this, or any of the other YouTubers out there that are, you know, crying out to help you. And also stop Hedge from fucking replying to community stuff. Jesus. It's like he's got an actual hedge stuck up his ass half the time. And also, on the point of communicating, communicate with the community. Don't go quiet for 3 weeks. Because that just pisses people off more. Talk to us. I know you've put the survey out. And it's good. You know, the survey is good. It's a good sign. It's a little bit too late. They should have put something out like that after, you know, the holidays. But it's a good sign. And I really hope it does lead to change. Because we need it. I don't want to see this game die. I want to see it get better. I want to see it turn into what it could be. Anyway, that's enough rambling from me. If you agree or disagree, please comment below. You know, I'd love to see what other people think about this. But, you know, that's just some ideas I've had and heard from other people and agree with that the game needs to be working towards. So until next time, folks, take it easy, keep safe, and I shall see you all again in a little bit. Until then, catch you later.